Sakura Haruno, easily the most criticized and disliked character in the Naruto community. And honestly, if you wanted to make the argument that she's one of the most disliked in all of anime, or the most disliked in all of anime, I necessarily wouldn't agree with you, but I would be willing to listen to your argument and, get to your point. But Sakura suffers from what all female characters in Naruto does, and that was Kishimoto's inability to properly write strong women with good character development. And now, before you click off the video, I will agree with you that Sakura could be quite annoying at times due to the way that she was written, whether it was her telling Naruto that she loved him, or chasing Sasuke even though he genuinely wanted nothing to do with her, or her resolving to kill Sasuke and failing spectacularly. Seriously, all of Kishimoto's editors, or one of Kishimoto's editors, gave him the points for Sasuke, but they couldn't give him points on writing, good women in the story, but whatever. The point of this video isn't outright character development, thankfully, but we will have to talk about it indirectly though. Because in Kishimoto's attempt to properly write Sakura, he actually inadvertently made her the best example of hard work in the series. And I would argue, yes, even more than Rock Lee. Don't click off the video. But this is because when we get to Shippuden, if your name isn't Might Guy and you're on Team Guy, you didn't get anything except for that one filler arc. It was filler, it didn't happen in the manga, where they fought reflections of themselves and they struggled. All right, if you're on Team Guy in Shippuden, you didn't get anything. And if Sakura is a harder worker than Rock Lee, then yes, she's definitely a harder worker than Naruto or Sasuke. Don't click off the video, just listen. I genuinely believe Sakura is the strongest ninja in Naruto based off of just training. We could argue Kakashi, but I do think, I think Sakura, by the time the story ends, is stronger than Kakashi. But Naruto, Sasuke, and anyone named Otsutsuki are not included. They're excluded because Sakura doesn't come from any gifted genetics, or she didn't receive an upgrade from Ninja Sky Daddy up in the sky. So let's get into this video, and we're going to talk about Sakura in the 3 different ways we've seen her. First is going to be in OG Naruto, then in Shippuden, and finally, the little that we do get of her in Boruto from the light novels, we're going to address that. But if you do enjoy the video, please leave a like, subscribe, and comment. Tell me how much you think this video sucks and how much you hate Sakura. And just give me any criticism of what you think I could do better in these videos. I love you. Let's get into it. So we're going to start with, OG Naruto. We meet Sakura as honestly a no-name genin, which I guess they all kind of were, whose only character trait at the time was her crush on Sasuke and her dislike for Naruto, or annoyance of Naruto. So, we're kind of starting off great right there. But Kakashi himself honestly thought of her as an average but smart shinobi with potential, and that the only thing that really stood out about her was her excellent chakra control, which he did think she'd be better off as a medic or support due to her low chakra reserves, or maybe that she'd be good at genjutsu, which she never trains in. Thanks Kishimoto, she never trains in it. She's only resistant to genjutsu, which is one of her, good character traits, because I'm pretty sure other than like Naruto and Sasuke, she's one of the only characters in the series that's resistant to genjutsu just based off of her own chakra control. I know that Naruto, I'm getting sidetracked, but I will say that she does learn to put chakra on the bottom of her feet faster than Naruto and Sasuke could. And honestly, this is the one and only time Sakura will ever do anything better or faster than Naruto and Sasuke. Other than maybe healing, but Naruto kind of whatever. If he kept the Sky Daddy powers, he'd be better than that. But I think the only other feat that she has was resisting Kabuto's genjutsu during the Chunin exams, which again points to her being good at resisting and handling genjutsu, and then fighting Ino to a stalemate, Kishimoto, and protecting Sasuke during the Forest of Death, which she did. I mean, it shows that she has fortitude, and she cut her hair, and then I'm pretty sure she got her ass whooped like immediately. Honestly, we can skip past OG now. She didn't really do anything that's relevant other than, telling Naruto to save Sasuke. There's that. And just know that at the end of OG, she goes to train the Tsunade. And I'm not kidding when I say this. All of her contribution in OG Naruto when it comes to fighting, that's it. That's all she does. Kishimoto genuinely kind of did her dirty in the OG. But let's move on to the main course. So in Shippuden, after the 3-year time skip, Sakura comes back after having trained with Tsunade and even more powerful Kunoichi, surprising Kakashi with her strength and defying his initial assessment of solely being support. And this is the first time we see Sakura's hard work truly pay off. She went into the time skip genuinely as fodder. Like, she went into the time skip with absolutely nothing. And if we're being honest, after all that time, she was able to come back with the strength, not on par with, but similar to Tsunade. Like, that's kind of a feat. That's something to say, because Tsunade is a legendary Sani, right? And now to compare that to Naruto, who just came back with a slightly bigger Rasengan. Look, I know Jiraiya was training him to control the Nine-Tailed Fox, but seriously, it was just a slightly bigger Rasengan. I'm gonna talk about the Naruto time skip in another video and my opinions on that. Trust me, that'll be coming out pretty soon. But unlike Naruto, Sakura actually came back with serious additions to her kit. She was the second or third best medical ninja in the village at this point. I wouldn't necessarily argue with you if you put Shizune above her at this point in the story, but that isn't a knock to her, right? Shizune also trained with Tsunade, and Tsunade is the best medical ninjutsu ninja, like, there. And Tsunade and Shizune trained with her before Sakura. Damn, get Sasuke out of my fucking mind. But moving forward, we really see Sakura's training put on full display with her fight with Granny Chiyo and Sasori of the Red Sand. A fight that I would consider to be one of, if not the most strategic fights in all of Naruto. And I know for some reason that's a controversial statement, but the use of Granny Chiyo's knowledge of puppeteering while Sakura simultaneously came up with a cure for the poison of Sasori in real time, like, it was just so crazy. And not to mention, it's just dope as hell to know that Granny Chiyo used her as a puppet. Like, you're gonna tell me that wasn't cool? But sadly after this though, Kishimoto kind of sidelines everyone not named Naruto or Sasuke in terms of fighting after that arc. And if we're being honest, we see spurts of her strength here and there, but we don't really see her in any meaningful combat again until the 4th grade Shinobi World War. And which honestly is true for everyone, again, not named Naruto or Sasuke. This is the arc we see Sakura's evolution occur, like, fully. She unlocks the Byakugo seal, which, whether you want to call it an asshole or not, I won't argue with you, because we could have had a little bit of foreshadowing there. I understand that she is Tsunade's student and Tsunade was her teacher, but, like, bro, you gonna tell me that Tsunade did that for what, decades, and then Sakura over those, what, 3 years, maybe a year? I don't know how long the Naruto timeline is between the time skip and the war. I think it was a year. We actually had the story of Naruto for a year. But back on topic. Seeing Sakura finally stop using her strongest summon, I'm talking about Naruto, not Lady Katsuyo, and finally being able to fight and actually summon Lady Katsuyo was some of the coolest shit ever. Like, that was so dope to me. Like, I remember the first time they mentioned that there was a new 3-way deadlock was formed. I was playing Naruto Storm 4, and I mean, I don't think the anime had gotten to it at that point, but just seeing, like, in that game, Katsuyo, Gama Kichi, not Gama Bunta, and Auda, yeah, and Auda, like, seeing all of them, like, just run through the entire battlefield and swarm around the Ten Tails, bro. I know it wasn't, like, super effective or as effective Naruto had just used, or Sasuke just used Susanoo and Naruto just used the Nine Tails, but it was just so cool. And seeing Sakura stand side by side with Naruto, whether she was as strong as them or not, is not important, because I know that you're gonna bring up that one scene where she's like, I finally caught up to them. She didn't. I'm gonna give you that. But it doesn't discount her progression. One thing I like about the war arc, despite its downsides, it actually shows Sakura's full bag. Like, she's strong, but she also plays the support role in a very important way, right? After the Nine Tails is extracted from Naruto, she keeps him alive until he gets the other half of Kurama sealed within him. The story of Naruto would have ended right there without Sakura, right? I don't think Tsunade was on the battlefield, or she wasn't even close enough to Naruto to matter at that point. So who else was gonna heal? Like, Ino's not that good of a healer. Shizune, I honestly don't even know where Shizune is. I don't think we've seen Shizune. I don't even know if she's fighting in the war, bro. Like, let's be honest with you. But yeah, the story of Naruto would have ended right there. Like, just keep it a man. Let's keep it a man right there. Kari wasn't close to them either. Like, let's be here. The story of Naruto would have ended right there when the Geto statue extracted the Nine Tails from Naruto. But fast forwarding to the Kaguya fight, while yes, she does contribute to it, her biggest contribution in that fight was giving Obito her chakra and punching Kaguya in the head, which is no small feat, because again, all that may sound like I was downplaying Sakura, but think about it. She was essentially fighting alongside gods. Like, the Sage of Six Paths came down, Ninja Sky Daddy came down and was like, yo, take this eye and take this, whatever this says. Honestly, he gave Naruto his chakra. He's like, yo, take some of my chakra, bro. Go ahead, go forth and do shit. And then you're fighting, what's his name? Madara. Oh my god, I forgot Madara. You're fighting Ten Tails Madara, right? Because, you know, she was fighting Ten Tails Madara, and then she came and she started fighting with Kaguya, bro. Like, Kaguya essentially was the progenitor of chakra in the Naruto world, right? There's a little bit of retcons going on, but whatever, you know, at the time, right? She was fighting the closest reincarnation of the Sage of Six Path, and then the Sage of Six Path's mother, honestly. And like I said, all this without any Sky Daddy amps, or Tail Beast chakra. No Tail Beast chakra to be seen. Like, let's keep it a bang here. This is all off the back of hard work. That those 3 years she put in work. Like I said, she went into the time skip as actual fodder. She went into the time skip with nothing, but she came out and she was like, all right, I'm able to heal somebody and keep their heart pumping. They spoke about how much chakra control that takes to fine-tunely pump a heart. Like, do you understand in our own real world how hard it is to pump a heart? And she was doing that with her hand and chakra, right? And then, not to mention her strength. Like, yes, Sakura has always been strong in the pre-time skip, but it was kind of always played for a gag with Naruto, right? But she comes back, she's able to shatter an entire battlefield, right? During the bell test. Like, we really don't give Sakura the respect that she needs off of that time skip. Because like I said, the only other person who came after the time skip or something was Sasuke. And he was getting juiced up by Orochimaru. He was getting juiced up by Orochimaru if he keeping it a band. But let's move on to Sakura in what I think is her real prime, because we're not even there yet. All right, so whether you like Boruto the series or not, the light novels with Shin Uchiha told within this time is the strongest we have ever seen Sakura, right? Because after this, she doesn't do anything in the Boruto story. And I know this is the fight that people love to go to when they justify Sakura's strength, other than, you know, the one with Sasori, but it's for a reason. It's her greatest display of combat prowess in the entire series. Shin has been compared with Madara Uchiha, which I won't justify or argue. That's not what this video is about, right? But the hands we saw her put on him for messing with her family was insane. And again, could Naruto or Sasuke have done this the same? Yes, but that's not the point. Sakura is regarded as the strongest kunoichi in the village by the time Boruto comes around. And that's through genuine hard work and training on her own part. I know I'm beating this horse to death for my argument, but imagine becoming top 10 in your verse, excluding Otsutsuki's, right? Through sheer hard work. And honestly, if we're including Otsutsuki's, how many Otsutsuki's are there? I don't know. She's probably at least top 15 if we're including Otsutsuki's. But again, imagine becoming that far up in your verse through sheer hard work. And honestly, out of all of the Team 7 kids, Sakura, in my opinion, is the closest to Kakashi in terms of building her name off of just pure hard work. Like, did Kakashi kind of get, you know, some amps during the fourth great Shinobi World War? Yes, but Kakashi's name was made before that. And again, I ain't gonna lie, he kind of got that shit off the Sharingan. I'm not gonna lie. But even before that, you know, he was the son of Sakuma Hatake. So, you know, he was building a name for himself. Kakashi was gonna be strong regardless. And I would compare Sakura's hard work and effort to Kakashi's hard work and effort. Because Kakashi, yes, Sakuma Hatake, you know, is a revered ninja, or he should have been a revered ninja. We're not gonna talk about that. But that's not crazy genetics. Like, Kakashi's strength comes from just hard work. Same as Sakura, it comes from hard work. And I genuinely think the hate for Sakura has spilt over so much, and honestly, I don't think you can argue with me on this one, that it gets to people that don't like her downplaying her strength because they don't want her to be seen as strong, right? But if we're looking at the series holistically, excluding the, you know, the amps and the powers and the just things and like that they were given, right? And I'm not saying this to say that Naruto and Sasuke didn't train and work hard, okay? I'm not saying that, but you can't deny the fact that by the time the fourth great Shinobi World War comes around, they're just getting handed power-ups. Like, they're just, Naruto was, I'm not gonna say he was handed Kurama, you know, he worked for that for years, but getting that was such a huge amp to him, right? And then on top of that, getting this power of the Sage of Six Paths. Sasuke I'm not gonna say he was handed the EMS, but he was kind of handed the EMS by Toby, because Obito was trying to get him on the side, but he gave him the EMS, and then on top of that, he gonna get the Rinnet Sharingan, one of the essentially the most powerful form of that, other than like Kaguya's. But that's my argument, and I understand why people don't like Sakura because of how she was written at times, but that's Kishimoto's fault, and that kind of sucks on her part. But that is the video, and if you enjoyed, and I hope you kept up, please drop a sub, comment of how wrong you think I am, and just leave a like and tell me what you guys can think I can do better in these videos. So I'll see you guys next week. Love you. Bye.